back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode. Let's talk about Kanye West.
Oh, you heard what Kanye just recently said?
What did he say?
It's funny because I was talking to somebody about this.
About in the song?
About how it takes courage for somebody who is gay to admit that they are gay as the result of being sexually abused and not being born that way, right? Because a lot of people who are gay, they try to attribute it, and I have no opinion on it, but everybody tried to say they was born that way, but we know a lot of people have been molested and been through some stuff. So Kanye openly admitted to being raped by a dude.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
He said it up until he was 14, he got a cousin that's doing life in jail, and that cousin used to give him oral sex up until Kanye was 14 years old. So if this is true...
It can happen to anybody.
And if this is true and he's not trolling, I feel like as men, we like when brothers been through something like that and sisters, we have empathy for that. You know what I'm saying?
1,000%. He's not trolling. Let me tell you something.
Those are actually song lyrics.
Song lyrics that he said, yeah, and he,
Hey man, look, man. I've heard that story from a lot of men, and you don't hear me talking about that, do you?
Right.
Guys who told me they were sexually abused by fathers, uncles, cousins, even brothers.
They said he didn't say it was rape. Why? We ain't gonna go that far.
Well, whatever he said, I want to say, I know it's difficult for a man to talk about being taken advantage of sexually by another man. It's also hard for a lot of men to admit their desires for men.
He ain't lying.
Because everybody ain't got rape.
Right.
Everybody, that ain't happened to everybody. But it's very difficult for some men to admit, I have a desire for men, brother. But look, it's time for us to stop being afraid and have conversations about it. Now, I'm probably the last person you want to open up to, but I'm here to tell you, if you are giving me a part of your soul, as a responsible man, I can't take advantage of that. You run with that how you will. If a man is giving me a part of his soul, is trusting me with a part of his struggle, I can't take advantage of that. Craig, if I see you and your family get put out because y'all ain't pay y'all rent, at my age, if I brag or laugh on that, I am mentally fucked.
Right.
I am a bad person. So it's the same thing if a brother comes to me and tells me, yo, Corey, let me tell you something. I like men. And I've struggled with admitting this, but I want to get it off my chest. I can't clown him.
No.
I would be immoral.
But the thing about that is you got to have the courage to tell the truth. So if you operate in secrecy and you hiding something, people could pick up on that energy. So that can easily be misconstrued as being deceptive in a way where you may be plotting on me or you may have ill intentions. So when people speak about those things that other people may hide in secrecy, it's not an indictment on you per se and why you're that way, but it is being a man, regardless if you're gay or straight, you have a responsibility to poke your chest out and stand on your own too, whether you're getting smashed by a nigga or not.
The truth is the ultimate trump card.
You can't handle the truth.
You can lay it down in front of everybody who is of morality. The truth, that is the number, bam! A person of morality can't run with that, take advantage of that, try to humiliate you over your truth. But if you hide it, that's when you will get clowned. That's why I asked these men, have you ever been penetrated or penetrated a man in any way? None of them answer it. And they try to dismiss it as me being ignorant. You're not fooling me. You might fool the average mind, but it's a reason you don't answer that. You answer everything else. Why you didn't answer that? Huh? I know why you didn't answer. Because it's hard to tell that truth. Because you want to be looked at a certain way in society. You can be looked at as an honest man. That is the trump card can't nobody outdo. I'm honest. Or like they perpetrate, they say, I'm real. When you real, man, can't nobody run with it. Let's say some real masculine dude we know admits that he has a crush on men. What is somebody gonna say after a while? I mean, like, okay, this is how it go. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. This would be the truth. If I know that you have an attraction for men, I can't relax around you like I would if I didn't know that. And let me tell you why. Because I know if you got an attraction for men, most of the time you will give in to your desires and to hell with what's right and what's wrong. Somebody might say, well, what's right and what's wrong? Hey, let me tell you something. If you have a penis and it go inside another man's anus.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women.
There's issues with that within a community trying to better themselves. Now, look, I ain't putting nobody on the spot, but this is what I have to say about it. That don't mean I hate you, my brother. That don't mean I hate you. It just means if we go swimming, when you get tired of swimming and get out the pool, I'm going to have them drain the pool and run some more water for me to get in there. That means I ain't swimming that day, unless it's a little bitty pool. I'm a comedian also. I got to try to bring the light to the darkness. That's deep what I just said.
Hell yeah.
That's deep what I just said. I am not going to abandon my brother because of some sick fetish they have. The only way I abandon my brother is if you're a straight up fake, phony mother, I can't with you. Or if you prey on the weak, you Debo or something. I can't respect you if you prey on the weak.
What you do when you wrong, though?
Say that, what you mean?
When you wrong, like if you saying somebody that way and they not, or when you wrong, like, because, you know.
So in other words, he's going to believe what he wants to
If
believe.
you wrong about somebody's what, sexuality or something?
Sexuality,
if you
yeah.
wrong about anything in this world, you have to have the courage to stand up and say, I was wrong and I won't do that again to you, brother.
Right.
That's simple. If you wrong, but how many people say they wrong? They be like, no, but if you wouldn't have did this, I wouldn't have did that.
Right.
See, I don't like that. I don't respect that when guys say that, girls say that about anything. If you wouldn't have did this, I wouldn't have did that. You did it. That's who you are. You did it. That's who you are. There's no I did this because you did that. Not in my vocabulary. I peep it. When people be like, man, you was doing this, that made me do that. Because I caught myself saying that one day, then I stopped. I was like, wait a minute, I ain't got no business doing that, regardless of what this person did.
Indeed, yeah.
All right, so if you didn't know, now you know. Kanye West told his truth about his cousin making him go down on him up until the age of 14. And that cousin would later on go on to unalive a pregnant person. I believe I have that right. And now he's incarcerated. So, of course, the internet went crazy. A couple things. For one, this is something that I know happens in every culture, race, ethnicity, no matter where you live on this planet Earth, because evilness and sin is everywhere. But to bring it closer to our community, I think this is the type of stuff that gets swept under the rug if it's found out, or if you have enough courage to tell your mom or an adult. It's one of them sweep under the rug, don't tell what go on in this house, in this family type of trauma that I think our generation is breaking that curse. But I'm gonna say a generation or two back, yeah, they not telling. If your grandma brother touched you, they protecting him, not you. And that's just what it was. Maybe it was because they didn't want to see that person incarcerated. They care more about that person than the child who was harmed. or it was normal, because it happens. That's why we got to watch our kids. That's why we need more two-parent homes, so you can have two sets of eyes on your children, and you got to know where your kids at, who they with, what's going on, who all in that house. And you can't be too busy caught up at the card table, drinking, basement parties back in the day, and not know what's going on in that kid's room. Sending our kids to these sleepovers, and even if it is the same sex. Now, the stories I know of personally are not same sex, but that type of stuff happens. This ain't nothing new. And they bold enough to put it on TikTok. These teenagers nowadays, this Gen Z that don't care, they got TikTok talking about what they done did with their family members and girls and in these high schools. Now, I do personally believe it takes a lot of courage for a black man to say something like this because of ignorant, immature people. Because I seen the memes. I know y'all have people showing Kanye with eggplants by his mouth. But if you really think about this is not a laughing matter. And for all of us who like 35 and up in my age group, you know that this ain't nothing to laugh at. Now, we might have been like, why he tell the world this? And why did he put his mama on blast? Because he also posted about this and went on to say how he was finding X-rated magazines, but the ones his mama had was different, aka same sex. And I personally don't think that the world needed to know what happened. I think it's a certain level of discretion for deceased people. But again, like Corey said, it can happen to anybody in anybody's family. This type of stuff can happen. There's weirdos. We all have negative, simple, intrusive thoughts that pop into our mind, and most of us fight those off like, ugh, why did I have that thought? But some people are weaker and they give into them, and some people have a uncle, a brother, a cousin who been fondling and molesting them, and they mama at work and didn't know. It's so many people who can't admit to doing no wrong. It's sickening. I've made videos about this, honing in on women, but it's men too. So many people that I've seen who've, even from stuff like predicting stuff, Christians saying stuff is gonna happen. You have situations on your job with family members, they was dead wrong. It's receipts. They will not admit to being wrong. They just want to move on, move past it. But ain't no public apology like they publicly showed they behind. There's no public apology. So that's one thing I despise about human beings, not being able to admit to being wrong. And lastly, I know I'm praying for the brother Kanye. When I found out about this, I was devastated about him. I just feel like he shouldn't have told the world like this, but that's just my opinion. And then I was also devastated by this happening to him because I know, again, in our age group, I know Kanye a little older than me, but y'all know back in the day, this type of stuff happened a lot and you couldn't say anything. You were too afraid or you knew nobody cared. So for him to be comfortable enough to say it now, it just speaks volumes of what this man is going through. And a lot of us can relate to it, even if it wasn't me or you, it was somebody you know, trust me, somebody you know done got touched before. But y'all leave me a comment, let me know what y'all got to say about this topic and how this is a big issue in our communities, and it is definitely swept under the rug. Let me know what y'all think. Till the next time, I will catch you on the next episode. Peace out.